She was only 17 when everything started changing. At first, nobody noticed it. She still went to school every morning, still sat at the dinner table every night, still answered questions with short smiles and quiet nods. To everyone around her, she looked like a normal teenager. But inside, she had already started feeling invisible. Her father worked long hours and barely came home before midnight. Her mother spent most of her time worrying about responsibilities, bills, relatives, and what people would say about their family. Every conversation at home slowly became about rules, grades, discipline, or expectations. No one really asked her how she felt anymore. And eventually, she stopped trying to explain. Her room became her escape. The lights stayed off most nights, except for the soft glow of her phone screen under the blanket. Hours passed with her scrolling through social media, watching strangers live happier lives, while her own world felt colder every day. That was when she met him. At first, he was just another random profile replying to her story. A simple, "Are you okay?" That was all it took. Nobody had asked her that in a very long time. Their conversations became daily, then nightly, then constant. He remembered little details about her life, her favorite songs, her exam dates, the fact that she hated thunderstorms and couldn't sleep during heavy rain. He listened, or at least it felt like he did. For the first time in months, she felt important to someone. At home, things kept getting worse. Her mother noticed she was always on her phone and immediately assumed the worst. Every small thing became an argument. "Why are you always locked in your room? Who are you talking to all night? You've changed." But nobody asked why she had changed. Nobody noticed how lonely she had become. The more tension grew inside the house, the closer she became to the stranger online. He started calling her late at night. Sometimes they stayed on the phone until sunrise while she cried quietly under her blanket so nobody would hear. He told her things she desperately wanted to believe. "You deserve better. No one understands you like I do. You're trapped there." Slowly, he became the center of her emotional world. And that scared her. But it also made her feel safe. Months passed. She stopped talking to friends as much. Her grades slowly dropped. She became distant from everyone except him. Her parents thought she was becoming rebellious. In reality, she was emotionally drowning. One evening, after another argument at dinner, she locked herself in her room and cried for hours. Her mother yelled through the door, threatening to take her phone away completely. That was the night he planted the idea in her head. What if you just left? At first, she thought he was joking. But over time, the idea stopped sounding crazy. He made it sound peaceful. Freedom. Love. Escape. A new life far away from judgment and pressure. And when someone feels emotionally broken long enough, even dangerous ideas can start feeling comforting. The next few days felt unreal. She secretly packed clothes into a small backpack, hid money inside her books, deleted messages, lied about school assignments. Part of her wanted someone to stop her. Part of her wanted someone to notice she was falling apart. But nobody did. On the final night, she stood outside her parents' bedroom door for almost 5 minutes. She could hear her father snoring softly inside. Her mother shifted in bed, half asleep. For 1 second, she almost knocked. Almost. But then she remembered every ignored conversation, every argument, every lonely night staring at her ceiling while feeling invisible inside her own home. And she walked away. The next morning, her room was empty. At first, her mother thought she had left early for school. Then the calls stopped going through. Then hours passed. Then panic arrived. Her father searched the streets himself, bus stations, markets, hospitals, every place he could think of. Her mother couldn't stop crying. The police were contacted. Relatives gathered at the house. And suddenly, all the strictness, anger, and rules that once felt important became meaningless. They didn't care about grades anymore. They didn't care about reputation. They just wanted their daughter back. Days later, they discovered the truth. The online relationship. The secret messages. The emotional attachment. Thousands of conversations between a lonely teenage girl and a stranger who convinced her that running away was proof of love. People blamed her immediately. Some blamed social media. Others blamed modern society. But very few people talked about emotional loneliness inside families. Weeks later, she finally returned home. But she didn't feel like the same person anymore. She barely spoke, barely smiled. It was like part of her had disappeared somewhere during those weeks away. Her mother hugged her constantly after that, terrified she might leave again one day. Her father became quieter too. Sometimes he would stand outside her room late at night, just checking if she was still there. The house changed after everything happened. Not because they suddenly became perfect parents, but because they finally realized something important. Children do not usually run towards strangers unless they already feel emotionally lost at home. Love is not only about providing food, money, education, or strict protection. Sometimes children simply need someone who notices when something inside them starts breaking. Because by the time silence becomes visible, it is often already too late.